Today, we're talking about the implosion of the Democrat Party. You heard that right. A recent New York Times report showed that of the 30 states that maintain voter registration records by political party, the rest don't, but of the 30 that do, Republicans registered more voters than Democrats in all of them, 30 out of 30. That's from between 2020 to 2024. Overall, that means that 4.5 million voters more were registered for Republicans than Democrats. It's a huge gap. Take Democrats years to make up. And of course, that stat is embedded in a very complicated political landscape and trends. And we're going to talk about that on the show and what it means for you and what it means for the kingdom. Of course, it's not all about red and blue, but red and blue make a difference. And as we fight these battles, and we have two great guests to talk about those topics, two of the best. Mark Tapscott, he's a veteran, that's award-winning, and that doesn't mean old, that means storied, award-winning investigative reporter and editor Mark Tapscott. He's also the Washington Stand senior congressional analyst. He's also founder and editor of Hill Faith at hillfaith.org. Mark, thanks for jumping on.
My pleasure.
Yes, of course, it's ours as well. And we have Matt Carpenter. He's the director of FRC Action, where he's responsible for overseeing FRC Action activities, which includes voter education and mobilization, very pertinent for today's topics. Thanks, Matt, for coming on.
Thanks for the invite, Casey. Great to be with you. And Mark.
Yeah, so I have a lot of articles on my desk. I have the New York Times one. I have different Gallup polls, and I want to get into them because I don't want us to just be, I suspect all three of us can bloviate, and maybe, it's a skill. But I want to bring in the data here too. And I want to start with you, Matt, because of that. That voter registration data, that sounds bad. To me, as someone who's not, I've never worked on a campaign. I've never counted counties to see, how many voters and what percentages we have in this county. I've never done that, but that's more your expertise. How important is voter registration data? What does it mean? And why are Democrats seemingly really concerned about this new report?
This is a significant report because, you think about, if you're a candidate running in any given state and let's say you're a Republican in Massachusetts, you simply do not have a pool of voters to draw from to be competitive. So you have to appeal to independents. And you actually, in a place like Massachusetts, you have to win Democrats as well. That's the case in Illinois. That's for Republicans running in Illinois and in California. And then in some of those states, it's just an insurmountable lead for Democrats when you just look at the sheer number of registered Democrats compared to Republicans, and vice versa, true for Democrats running in these Republican states as well. So when you start to see the voter registration numbers shift, as we're seeing, what you're really starting to see is a change in the overall, voter, engagement. It's a tectonic shift is really what it is. I think it's safe to say, of the 20 states that don't allow people to register with a partisan affiliation, those trends are probably also present there. You probably also have people who are registered to vote, not with a party, but saying to themselves, I think I need to reevaluate my voting history and start looking at different candidates. And so I think we're going to get into some of maybe the more granular aspects of this going forward. But I don't think you can stress enough. This amounts to basically a sea change, really, in American politics.
Okay, so we're on to something here talking about this. This isn't just a nothing burger. It's not just a rogue poll that's kind of overstating the case. It's even stronger than a poll because it's hard registration data.